Call the meeting to order. I guess I need an agenda for this, so any citizens' participation? No, not a one. Thank you. I have one in here, honest to God. I know that we've got these consent agendas, so if we need to, we can go through.
Well, that's saying that there's going to be no settlements, I think.
Except for the one.
There's one. Yeah, there's one, yeah, missing one article.
This is it. This is the special town meeting, the one that says 6 through 9, 11 through whatever. Is that the special?
That's the
Yeah.
special. Yeah, that's the special, that's the state.
Well, what'll happen is the special will be done first, before we get to town meeting.
This one.
So, on these motions, Articles 6 through 9 and 11 through 17,
I thought it was 7 to 9. Yeah, 6 to 9?
The 6 or 9.
I move that 6 through 9 and 11 through 17.
6 the Board of Health, they pulled
Right.
out.
And further, I move to pass over these articles, so that's gonna be the motion for those meetings. So that's pretty much it. You've got all the other motions in here? Is there any questions on? So that's
Who is making this?
the little motion fairy. Derek. Derek made these. He's over there right now, but,
How can he make a motion?
no, who's making them? The motions will be made by Bonnie Catulli,
Okay.
unless Bonnie becomes
gonna make
stricken.
this.
Right. Reason we do it this way is instead of floating through the book,
Yeah, no, I
it's
understand.
a lot easier to
Yeah.
do.
I just was,
We got to vote on Article 10, but we're going to have to wait for Derek because I need to know the parameters of Article 10 on that one. Did I steal your agenda?
No, you gave it back.
Okay, well then I'll find mine. On the spring annual meeting, we're going to number 15 to 16. Will be taken as written in the finance, what's Article 15 and 16? Look, my wife left me a love note on there, and that's so sweet. She knows I'm under pressure to do well tonight, because, you know, I'm gonna get called up to the big leagues one day, and I'm
So
joking.
these consent agendas, will they be done first?
Go over the transfers.
I would much rather, first off, before the transfer, tell us about Article 10. Then we'll do the transfers. Well, wait a minute, she's coming. You guys wanna come watch how a real meeting's run or anything like that? I'm feeling feisty.
You are.
You've got a
Put you in a suit.
I am feisty. All
good
right.
evening.
Good evening. Handsome in his suit.
So Article 10 is the one union contract you've had ratified.
Correct.
You got a dollar figure on it?
$7,000.
Approximately 7,000.
Well, see, should doesn't help me. Is there something like, what can you
It's
tell?
going to depend because there's one of them is a shift differential, so I can't give you the exact amount.
Are we gonna go, I mean, with 7 is close. If it comes in at 8, we're not going to.
Yeah,
to
that one right there.
Be happy.
You
for-
don't,
Yeah, well, he
you
put 'em in
don't need
order for you.
to appropriate any money. It's already within the water pollution control budget.
Okay, so all we have to do is confirm
Yeah.
it's in the water pollution, this, Article 10 is for the water pollution control, so we'll have to vote on Article 10, which is, we're not having to appropriate any money, it's in their budget already. So I will entertain a motion on Article 10 on the special town meeting warrant for a collective bargaining agreement with water pollution control, what's it,
Facility laborers.
laborers.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Worthen.
Second.
Who's taking notes?
Oh, I thought she was taking. I'll take,
Second. Okay, well, let me get you,
let me get some.
we haven't done anything yet, so other than about to take a vote. Here, let me do this.
Yeah, I'll do this.
Derek, how come it's already in the budget?
Because a lot of times we try and budget for the increases because we don't have set contracts.
Hold on, let us get it open, then we'll open it for discussion, which would be cool. Moved by Tom, second by, what's your name?
Let's start on.
Okay, I told you I'm feisty tonight. Okay, now, discussion.
I already got the answer.
Well, no, I'd like to know the answer.
Well, I wanted to know why it was already in their budget.
I think the question is, how is it in your budget? Are you accruing for it in some more form or fashion?
They already have it within the lines. What we try and do is, because we don't have contracts set going into the future, we try and anticipate within the lines what we may be able to do. mostly you'll see that in our FY15 town budget as well, but it's tough because you're saying, well, we've budgeted for 2% increases, and obviously what will the unions want are 2% increases.
Yeah, okay. All right, any other, yes, go ahead.
Tell us about this contract. What's happening?
Yeah, because you're allowed to ask the questions, that's why we're bringing it up.
I'm sorry, I didn't, go ahead.
So the contract is from, for the period of July 1, 2011 through, actually, this one goes out 3 years. So this one will take us through FY14, FY15, and FY16. It settles the matters of hours of work for which employees are required to work the weekend shifts. It also helps with the overtime.
Is that non-economic?
Correct.
Okay.
It also helps with the overtime, because now an employee will be eligible for overtime only 24 hours after the shift for which they called in sick has ended. So they cannot call in sick on a shift and then go in for overtime on the next one. Anyone hired after July 1, 2014 will not be eligible for sick leave buyback upon retirement, resignation, or death. That is a very big
Well, you don't
economic.
get much.
What year was that? What, as of, when?
July 1, 2014. So any of the people.
What was it, July what?
1, 2014.
120.
Do they have the same level of health benefits?
Yes, you can't, you wouldn't be able to change that.
At this point.
But what do you mean you can't change it?
Having this-
This is an agreement. I'm just saying, there's a lot of agreements out there where new employees are under different benefit plans, different pension
You would
plans.
have to go.
I'm not arguing it.
No, I think there's an important point to make. We started with the PEC to shift and change what the splits are for the employees. You no longer can do that by contract to contract now for the 6 years of that agreement, because you have the PEC agreement. You would need to go and have all of them agree to this. So that's what we gave up as part of those splits. So no, you cannot change that.
For 6 years.
Yeah.
The splits.
You can't change anything on the healthcare, you'll have to work.
But if we move to another place, say like
Right.
Mayflower,
They would have to agree to it,
all right.
so, and that's something that they're interested in. We met with them already on it.
Okay, because it helps them too as well as
Yep.
us. All right, so I have a second and a motion and a second, not necessarily in that order. So all those in favor of Article 10,
That's
collective
for
bargaining.
any further questions.
Any further questions?
I have one more. Anything on sick leave as far as requiring doctor's notes after so many days?
No, they already have that in the contract, that we can
They do
request
have
that, yeah.
No contract. Cops need it.
All right, any more questions?
I think you're going, I'm sorry, you're going to want to know what it is for the 3 years. There is a 1% increase on the first day, or 1% increase on the first of the, January 1 on the mid-year, that goes through the 3. It costs the town 1.5% per year, but it's an overall increase to employees by 2%. So that's a 6% increase for the 3 years of the contract. That means with the previous 2 zeros, and then the previous 3 years where they had 4% increase, they received 10% increases over 8 years. During the 8-year period, Social Security has gone up 18.2%.
But the actual raise they got was 2%.
One at the beginning and one in the mid. So it costs this would kind of be
Over the life
enterprise
of the
fund.
contract.
Yeah, but it would be 6% over the life of the contract.
246.
Yeah, so literally do 1, leads to 1, 2, 1.
All right,
In general, has this unit worked with you in the past? Or, are they, is that why they're the first or the?
I think we're probably getting into a realm that I don't want to speak about, but I appreciate all they've done with working with us.
This guy is the only one who's not in the union?
No guy's in the union.
Holy smokes.
He's
he's
a
a
steel
department
worker.
head.
Yeah. The only 2 people that wouldn't be in the union would be would be myself and the chief of police.
Totally different ballgame. Let's move on from this. So all those in favor of Article 10 collective bargaining agreement?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstain, are you opposing or abstaining?
No, I'm for it.
All right, so there's 1, 2, 3,
What the heck?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-0-0. Whoever's taking notes.
I'm taking notes.
All right, you're taking notes. What, we have to do Article 1, which is the transfers.
I don't know what I do with the notes.
You give
Well,
it to Bonnie.
you give them to Article 1, this is it.
Are we on special?
Yes, Article 1 on the specials. We talked a little bit about this the other day, did we not, at our pre-town meeting?
Yeah, some of the transfers, so I'll just run through it real quick. Yeah, I did go through it on the pre-town meeting.
Yeah, but
so.
let's just for
All
the,
right.
just for the camera, because it loves you.
I don't know which camera that is.
Anybody need these?
The first transfer, we're going to call it Transfer A, is from unemployment. Unemployment has a current balance of $158,209. We will transfer $43,500 out, leaving a balance of $114,709. That money will be transferred to the veterans' expense budget. Their current budget, they have $33,054. With the transfer, it will increase their expense line to $76,554. This is something that we are essentially assessed.
The figures that we have before us are different than the ones you quoted.
Yeah, probably just a little bit on there, because these are the final ones I have from the town accountant.
All right.
So what's on the, is it adjust the slide to this?
Yeah, the slide meets up to this.
Okay.
So just make sure these are the same numbers that we did.
Yeah. So I wasn't really here listening, but that's good, I'm sure Derek's fine with it.
So when they do the Article 1, they don't have to read the
No.
chart.
Right.
So it doesn't matter
Just say on
anyway.
the slide, the moderator may choose to go essentially line by line on it and have each one individually voted.
Let's hope she doesn't choose that, just because.
It's printed in the warrant.
As printed in the, no, as
As
printed,
printed-
as
as
shown on the
presented.
screen.
As
As
pres-
presented on the screen.
Yep.
All right.
Then you'll see the animal control. I'll actually quicken it up here because unless you want to know the balances on it,
No.
because I'm going to read that town meeting. We're going to transfer from animal control salaries, $17,000, and transfer from unemployment, $54,000 to police salaries, which will increase the police salary line to $1,487,165. So we're anticipating they would have a year-end deficit of approximately $71,000. Transfer C is from workers' compensation in the amount of $1,700 to selectmen salaries, which will increase the selectmen salary line to $19,879. We had to bring in a clerical staff member for a short period due to a long-term absence, and that was specifically during the liquor license period, and that brings in well over $100,000 a year to the town. D is from short-term interest, $5,200, from long-term interest, which will increase it to $219,700. The fall town meeting, I had requested a transfer out of long-term interest, and it looks like the estimate that I had on there, I was incorrect on there, so I should not have taken all that. I should have moved it from the short-term and long-term on there originally. Item E is unemployment. We'll move $2,000 to health salaries, and that's for contractual obligations. Planning salaries, we're going to move $5,000 to assessors' professional services, which will increase that to $13,617. That is for mapping, which they need for the triennial revaluation. We do have a quote for about $3,000 on there, but I would like to make sure that we have enough room in there because we need to get that done before the end of the fiscal year.
So again, what we're looking at here does not match what you have and what will be on the screen.
That should be right there.
We're on the last one, even you have had an E and census. then you have something else.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it might have got cut off on that signature.
Shoot.
You beeped that out, right?
Yeah.
I think he said shoot. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, I'm sitting next to him.
Shucks.
Yep. You all know,
Gee
that
whiz.
one definitely got cut out then on the screen, so.
Well, you're gonna have to find out how to fix it then.
Yeah, I'm going to have to abandon this and get it done real quick,
Okay.
so.
All right, so any questions?
Glad we
on-
did.
Wait,
Derek, there's one thing, just so that everybody understands. This is to bring various accounts to the finish line that was established, to adjust the finish line that was established in the original budget. And generally, the amount that gets transferred has been significantly higher than this year. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Paige.
So I would take credit for that, and it speaks to the validity of the numbers that you're presenting. I was impressed by that the other night.
Yeah, thank you, Tom, I appreciate that. Now let me fix the unimpressed.
Because we're not real impressed with his skills to put this on paper, so
But as long as he manages the money better than he types, I'm okay with that.
clearly he needs to do that. All right,
We'll work on the Adobe.
I'll entertain a motion on Article 1 transfers.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
Okay, somebody write that down.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you gotta quit giving all the second. Give somebody else a chance to do something. Just any other questions, comments? That was a good comment, too. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstained? 8-0-0. Excellent, good job. All right, that's all we have to vote. So let's do some logistics so we can take a break before we get.
Is that why we're in a hurry?
We were talking about assigned seats because I know I feel like a school teacher sometimes. But if you
If
two
you're
are
mean to me,
reading
I'm not sitting next to you.
the motions, give me a minute. A little slow and it'll take, I just need you guys, close enough so you can communicate, and as well as the advice. You guys are close enough.
Let's sit next to each other, so.
Well, she has to sit next to me because she's the only one that knows how to
Well, they
read.
had us last year with the TA, et cetera, and then,
Yeah, we're gonna be the same place.
I'm next to you, and then they had the reader next, and then the BOS on the other end.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
No, we're gonna be on this side of the stage.
BOS.
It's mine.
He's
The ball.
gonna beep that too.
I may not be the only one that's feisty tonight from what I can gather. So as far as logistics, you guys have all your motions and the consent agendas are all marked pretty
Yeah.
much? And you guys
Well, I
got
had
your
a couple
advice? Nobody
questions.
needs, oh, wait a minute, let's do this. Everybody's got your advice? And please, when you read the votes, read the entire vote so people understand that.
Voted, as in voted favorable action 600.
All right.
That is the most confusing comment.
Okay, so
I
this
know.
is the original I sent you.
If I was coming back next year, I would change that.
Derek's final.
Right.
Okay, so.
So
any
you are
questions?
coming back next year?
I said if I was coming back.
You're going to leave unfinished business?
Oh, no, our business is done. I'm leaving that for somebody else's unfinished business. Look, this is my finished business right here. You
Yeah,
read
this
it?
next-
It looks good. I just want to say that for all of us.
Yeah, because they're just going to do the consent agenda, so just don't even worry about that page. You won't even need
Yeah,
it.
just put a big X
So
on it or
that's there,
something.
and
Yeah.
then the other one I had was number 9 here.
She put little tabbies on hers.
Different questions,
Holy moly.
Oh, when you say this? Yeah, you
So
want
there's no
to,
change on this
on
one?
number 9?
On number 9.
Is that the special or the annual?
That's
This
the
is
annual.
the general, annual.
No, there is a change on that, there's a change on that. On number 9? There's some wording change, but I think that was all. No, this is correct.
There's no change.
Yeah, but you want
Did
to
you
use
get
his
them to
because
everybody
this is
then?
not corrected. You didn't download after he changed some stuff.
Custodian, please dial 700. Custodian, please dial 700.
Were there any changes between?
It means someone got sick.
I could toss their cookies. It's a lot
That
easier.
was the other one that was.
Right, that was
This is
Article
here.
6.
Yeah.
You're just
Okay,
assuming
so that's
that's.
in place now.
Is 7 okay the way it is?
Yeah.
Everybody good with 7? 'Cause I'm-
Then,
They asked us to
But
have
when you
legal
read this,
approve it,
you want
legal's
to read
approved
it as,
it,
don't
so
read
DOR didn't say
WPCF.
yes to it, they
Yeah,
said
okay.
have legal approve. DOR asked that legal approve it, they said that
Okay,
it's a
I'm
sticky
looking here.
situation,
Trying to
so
be
they're not gonna give a
on
recommendation on
file.
it.
That's
With the office, of the
not
office.
nice. What's it
Describe
sticky
any
for?
filing on
I don't know,
file
that they can,
of the office
just
of
important the
town
way it's
clerk.
done, I guess.
Oh, they don't want it to look like they're,
Derek, do you know, like this will look?
What's that?
As a further described in a filing on file, should it be in the office of the town clerk?
with the office?
That's the way town council wrote it.
That's the way town
Okay.
council, yeah.
Okay.
Scrivener's
leave it.
error.
Whatever.
No,
Well, it
I-
should be- Of the office of the town clerk.
Because that doesn't necessarily mean it's in her office, it's just
Right.
of her
Of
office.
the office, yeah, you're right, you're right.
And then 13,
Oh, that was filled in. Derek sent me the big, long worded one. I really hope you get to pull that one tomorrow.
did you send it to me?
Which one are we looking for? Article
No,
13?
No, 13.
School roof.
That's
Can
his
can we
There
not,
weren't any changes
is
in
that the
the,
That's the long,
TBR?
long worded
I thought he
one.
cut out, didn't.
No, this one.
No, this was different. I did not clip it in when I did this because we had talked about it. And then it's on this one. It's on Derek. It's the new one. So he did get the final and put it in.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my
Well, it'll
glasses.
be for tomorrow anyway.
You want to bet?
I think we're gonna get through this all tonight. It would
Absolutely.
be great if
I
we
would
did.
think
One night, we're doing this thing in one night.
Yeah, I don't see any reason
I
not
would
to.
do Monday because whatever's left, she's gonna do all of Tuesday.
Right.
I'm not gonna be here.
I'll miss you.
So that's what I figured. I'll do my part tonight and then the rest is on Johnny.
Okay.
all right.
All right, you're good with the motions? You're good with the motions? You guys figured out who reads what, and you got all yours, right?
David and I are gonna go play now. and see
Well, you guys will play in a minute. So logistically, we're set, right? The only thing I have to do, well, the only thing I hope I have to do is the opening remarks. And after that, unless we have to dispute any, what are we calling it now? Factual
Yeah,
inaccuracy?
that's the question I had.
Yes.
Who is responsible for handling any of those issues?
Well,
The
let's-
committee, not the readers, right?
What are you talking about?
No, not really, typically not.
Okay.
But
I don't miss the question.
who's responsible for tackling factual inaccuracies that are brought up?
Or questions from the floor?
Usually questions from the floor will come in. Well, I wish I could sit here and tell you, that some people are more passionate than others. Most questions will come to the town administrator
Okay.
because it's his budget. If we have to, most of us are pretty well versed in the budget, we can fill in. We feel like something's going a certain way and it's based on misinformation, then I feel like we just kind of know. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I've had situations where, you know, the administrator can be the kiss of death sometimes, you know what I mean?
Well, this one is the
And-
kiss
This
of
one
death.
is not.
No, I know, but I've been in a situation where we wouldn't let him talk, and we would get up and do it.
Right, but I'm much more comfortable with him now. At pre-town meeting, he answered every question that, well, he didn't answer everyone, we answered a couple too. But we know when to jump in. So, and if you feel
No, I hurt
comfortable,
myself.
if you feel comfortable, you know, I don't know, are you, anybody here passionate about any one of these articles?
I am passionate about every article because that's why we're here.
So you don't,
Very
I think
nice.
the key is if you're going to speak, there's two options, to be perfectly honest. Though, if you're going to speak to answer a question, okay, or to relay any misunderstandings or misinterpretations, then you are speaking as a member of the planning.
that's correct.
Okay. You also have the right to speak to or against an article as a citizen, all right? And you may need to make that choice. I have been here in my first years here where every FinCom member got up and waved town meeting down with their opinion, okay? Becomes very, very redundant. And it just slows things down to the point where you feel like you're just arguing with the floor, okay? So certainly if it's something that's, you know, a factual information that the TA can handle or the Board of Selectmen have researched on or something like that, then let them handle it.
Yeah.
Okay? If it's something that you feel like the crowd is getting misinformation and being swayed way over to the left because they're just not reading it right, then you need to reiterate. And if you're good at that, by all means, stand up and do so.
At fall town meeting, we had 2 times when there was some misinformation on it, and we stood up to correct that. Other than that, I don't think we stood up at all. Anybody?
Well,
Because I feel like,
that's a good
let me
place.
give you my theory. We have worked our tails off. We know the answers, we've been through the budget, and our advice is in the book. Unless, like I said, if you feel personal about something, you got to do what you got to do. But from my standpoint, our work is out there. The opinion of the Finance Committee is in this book. And unless it's for us to correct some poor judgment on somebody's part or just a really bad statement out there, then I probably will not get up for anything other than that. I have a hard time because we're sitting on the stage and we're looked at as the finance committee, and it makes it hard for me, if I personally feel that way about something, it makes it hard for me to get up and speak about something, because no matter what I say, I'm gonna be representing the finance committee, and I don't.
You can freeze, you can say, this is my,
I know, but still, no matter what you say, people,
I would just disagree with something Larry said and piggyback on what Bonnie said, is that when I came on the finance committee, there were times that we didn't say anything at all. And people would say to me afterwards, why were you sitting up there? You didn't speak. So I think that the way that we're doing it now, by when we give our vote and our recommendation, if the recommendation isn't just word for an explanation that's already been read, then I think it makes sense. We give the vote, the explanation, we've said our piece. But I think people expect to hear from us. That's why we're sitting up there, looking important, and we are authorities. We're the people who've been doing the work, so we do know the answers. It's okay for us to say them.
And I'm okay
but I
with
don't
that.
want to have all of us get up and give our opinion one at a time, because
and
that's
therein lies my
dreadful.
dilemma. Our voice is in the booklet, and you know, it's easy for me to say because I give the opening remarks. So if anybody else, what I caution you against is, and Bonnie knows this better than anybody, when you stand up to speak, sometimes it becomes a little too personal, and it has a couple times, and it causes a little bit of kickback on the finance committee. So I would ask you to
And I think that's
facts
a
when you
concern
stand
for
up to
anyone
speak.
Well,
on
I've
this
done that,
committee.
I've had to do that in the past.
No, nobody in this committee.
Nobody on this
Nobody
committee
on
at the
this
moment.
You know, with articles that certain people had a big familiarity with as far as the knowledge of what was going on.
Right.
And that helped, because having somebody talk about the field of work they're in or something and understanding it, certainly set the public's mind at ease.
So, for instance, Tom, Dave and I are going to be reading the advice, so we will read the official version of the research you did for these CPC articles for the Agawam Village. But as Bonnie said, if that discussion starts to go off track, or if there seems to be some dissension, please stand up and give your report firsthand. That adds to it.
If you feel like talking, I've never said you know, people should talk if they feel like it, but my you know, I look at it different. We put all our effort into this, it sticks out there, and unless we have to correct a bad statement, I just don't want to, I mean, my personal opinion will be when I vote, most of the time.
I need to give you that.
All right.
Actually, I don't think there's anything personal in that. I haven't- that yellow label pads.
Somebody told me the other day, was it Alan, that his surgery went well? He won't be here tonight.
I wanted to call him too.
I have not called him yet, but I think that's something we probably need to do.
We should do it tonight. Tom, where are you?
Just call him from the floor.
I was wondering why he wasn't in the 5K yesterday.
The wheelchair portion, maybe, because he just had that hip replaced. First off, I want to thank everybody. Look, this is no small task, what we've done this year. It's, I don't know, I've been around for only a few years, and some people are around longer, but we put a lot of stuff in this book that hasn't been there before, and I'm really proud of it.
Glossary is excellent.
Pardon me?
The glossary is an excellent idea.
Well, not just a glossary. We made sure everything had 5-year projections. We made sure we put the water pollution control, which I think is a big step, getting the numbers out there so people go, instead of asking the question, what's in these numbers, they got the answer right there. The same with the EMS. So I think that it's
Looks like there's
lot
a
of hard
question
work.
on the revolving funds. It showed up in the newspaper this
Yeah,
morning.
I think we can address that when the revolving fund comes
Yeah,
up.
when it comes up, we'll
Just, it's a
address it.
very simple statement as to the use of the fund.
Yeah.
I don't think there's particular reason to know the actual
complicated.
balances of them, the purpose behind them, and why they work that way. And I think that can be put to rest with a line or two. But that's a good point, Tom.
So anybody else got anything, any other business? Any comments, questions? Thank you.
Nice to work with you guys.
Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. You got us till June.
I'm
Yeah,
reiterating.
he's trying to back up.
Our next meeting is,
Next week,
okay.
not this
And we're
week.
going to be updated on the budget. The
We're gonna
the
have-
town manager, the town administrator.
Next
is
week, we're gonna
get
tackle the
blasted.
budget, the audit, and the water pollution control DOR report. That's what we're gonna tackle. Then we'll be up to
That's
date.
a lot of work.
Quit whining, folks.
All right, so this is.
After that, we're gonna take a vacation, because you know that, I should take one next week, because I'm getting older. On Mother's Day, I turned.
But we'll give you a birthday
certain
party.
age.
55.
That's right. I know I don't look a day over 67, but anyway. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
God, God, you always second and everything. Can you just let someone else?
Can't you be first once in a while?
Yeah, geez. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Shout out to
It's not-
Dominic
it's not lunch
Camerano.
anymore.
Yay!
Motion to adjourn.
It's already
Yeah.
8-0-0. Nobody
you.
voted against it, nobody abstained for some
Yep,
reason.
got it all down.
Those two.